Hey, this is Andrew with WealthyFantasyFootball.com. You can reach at me at the website and comment, and that's just at WealthyFantasyFootball.com. Right now, I'm just comparing a couple options for flex and kind of a bonus tournament mode, I suppose, that you want to look to as one of my, hitting on one of my sleeper picks that no one else will go for based on the what we're going to go over right now. Breida of the San Francisco as a flex option. He is averaging 14 points a game as a comparing since these two are in the same price range, as we can see over here on the draft dashboard, comparing almost side by side. Miller here, 99 overall rank. That's a dash rank. It's specific to this optimizer, but Breida 100, also in a good matchup, comparable versus the offensive, the opponent rank that is, versus the running backs, very similar as well, and a very similar price. And both players have done well recently. So how do you best pick between the two, Miller and Breida? Well, the average per game or mean, obviously a few 4 points higher for Breida, as it appears that it's because he had a 23-point game. When you look inside that more depth in a lower point game, so Lamar Miller's been more consistent in that sense because is brought out by his variation. The lower this is, Breida 0.6 compared to variation of Miller 0.2. So it's much better for Miller, even though the upside supposedly is better for Breida. But we can break that down further and show it not to really actually be true, because Miller is actually at a snap percentage much greater, 77% of snaps for the team, which is very good, as opposed to Breida, 43%. And that is because he gets vultured by, Alfred Morris, especially at the goal line, I notice. And if you want to look to see and check things out that like yourself, your NFL Game Pass here, I have in split screen mode right now. I noticed I compared the script at the beginning of the game towards the end of the game for the Texans. I noticed at the end of the game what Lamar Miller was doing a lot at the end of the game when they were behind with the Jets, is he was in the game, of course, and he was doing some of those short blocks on the edge, and then coming out over here, and getting some receptions thrown his way. As opposed to, the 49ers didn't have much red zone going on here, but this is what I'm thinking is scripted here for the 49ers, coming up with a quarterback with much inexperience is just going to get out to the running back in some of these plays right here, likely to Breida, just like that. However, in the red zone, I'll show you why, because of the numbers that it wasn't successful for Breida, and I'll show you the reason why. But as for Miller, here's his red zone carry right here. It didn't go far, but there was another one. It's just one of a couple that I noticed in the first quarter alone. First quarter many times has scripted plays as the team plans to use, and that's opportunity for the back. Here it gets thrown, it appears, out of the end zone. Let's just see if this turns into something else, if it had for Miller or not. I don't think it did, but the opportunities were certainly there for Miller. And at the end of the game, in fact, he had a touchdown reception as Watson was coming out. And, we won't be able to show that, but basically what happened was he got a touchdown reception as Watson was looking in the red zone, and finally found Miller. So on this spreadsheet here, what we're doing right now is showing the red zone data. All right. So I want to arrange it as far as inside the 20 carries. So I'll just arrange that, sort descending, and show you who's at the top while I'm at it, if that allows me to, as it's working on it. But basically, Miller had much more In fact, in the green zone, which means that he probably got 10 or more opportunities inside the red zone so far this year, as opposed to Breida. He was in the red, maybe 4. I can't see them. I could probably should have just scrolled this down. Sorry about that. But this can be found. I'll provide a link to this. You can look at all this information and any player you're basically comparing, as I found. Of course, Miller to be the better option if you're really, you know, looking to compare. Don't be misled by the simple, fantasy points per game for Breida. And, look into the game film if you can and things like that and see what happens, But I'll provide a link to both the draft dashboard, because this is a great way to see side by side, just like this, or almost side by side, the comparison, snap rate, percentage targets, or if you want to add in total touches, targets plus rushes for the running back, that's fine. For example, Breida had total touches of 13. This is 3 plus 10, as opposed to Miller, total touches of 16. So he beat him out there as well, in a good, on a better team, perhaps better matchup for Houston playing the Colts. All right, so that's that conclusion right there. And for a tournament to get a good value, as far as any other player, just click around and get a free trial, in fact, of the draft dashboard for 30 days. And there's a promo code for DFS Army as well. And those promos you can find on the internet for the if you want to get the broadcast, any version of this. It's a condensed and coaches film and things like that. You can get it side by side. Just some cool options there to check out. And see or talk to you later.